Have you ever had a family member or friend arrested? In this video, we will walk you through the arrest and pretrial phase here in Buncombe County. If you ever find yourself in this situation, you will have the information you need for the best possible outcome. Arrest. There are different ways in which an arrest can happen. A person may be arrested by an officer after committing some type of arrestable offense in their presence, or you can be arrested by having a warrant served on you. We are going to follow John Doe through the arrest process. In this case, he has been arrested because the officer has found him in possession of Schedule II drugs. This is usually cocaine, but could be another type of Schedule II drug. He is taken into custody, searched, read his Miranda rights, and transported to the detention center. Intake. The arresting officer will bring Mr. John Doe into the intake area of the detention center. John Doe identifies as a male and will proceed to be searched by an intake officer. This involves searching all pockets or areas where contraband could be hidden. The defendant's pockets will be emptied. All of his property, including wallet, phone, etc., will be taken and sealed in a plastic bag. Shoes, belt, and overshirt or coat will be taken and stored in a mesh bag with an identifier specific to each individual. He is allowed to keep only the pants and shirt he has on. He will then be processed through the Detection B-Scan unit, an X-ray scanner used to detect concealed items, most often drugs, on or inside a person's body. He is then taken to talk to Central Data Entry, where his personal information is gathered. Magistrate. The magistrate judge will advise Mr. John Doe of what he is charged with. The magistrate judge will then determine an appropriate bond and advise each individual with conditions of release. There are 4 types of bonds: unsecured, secured, custody release, and a written promise. If an unsecured or a written promise is set, then the defendant will be processed. If any other bond is set, the defendant will be transferred to the booking area of the detention center. He will also have an opportunity to make a phone call at this point. Booking. Since John Doe has been cooperative and is sober, the 24/7 medical staff or nurse will begin their screening, which includes medical questions, taking vital signs, requesting information about medical records, medical history, and medications. Once John is cleared by medical staff, he is escorted to begin the booking process, where his photo and fingerprints are taken. His property will be sent over with him. John will be showered, given a jumpsuit, and seen by a classification officer and pretrial service staff. Classification. A classification officer will complete a classification. The defendant will then be assigned a permanent housing location. Referrals will be made to the appropriate mental health or medical for follow-up. Pretrial services. Pretrial services staff will interview each defendant prior to their first appearance hearing. During the interview, information will be gathered about the defendant's residence, employment, ties to the community, criminal history, current mental health or medical needs, and substance abuse concerns. This information will be utilized in a validated risk assessment tool to predict the defendant's risk of reoffending or failing to appear if he or she were released from custody. This information is available to the judge, public defender, and district attorney at the first appearance hearing and any later bond hearing. First appearance. 24 to 72 hours after arrest, everyone has an appearance in front of a district court judge. This is called the first appearance hearing. At this hearing, John Doe will be advised of the charges against him, the possible sentence, and he will be asked what he would like to do about an attorney. The judge may at their discretion address bond at this time or may be scheduled for a bond review held 48 hours after the first appearance. They will also be given a new court date. At this time, John Doe will be taken back to the detention center until he can meet conditions of release. If he cannot make his bond, he will be held until such a time that he can either make bond or his case is dismissed.